During this lesson, we're going to cover some music basics that you need to understand before we can dig into sight singing. We'll discuss the two clefs, treble and bass, the grand staff, measures and bar lines, and the double bar line. It's important to cover these concepts because understanding them will make what comes next much easier. Imagine if you were trying to learn to read and no one explained what a letter was or the difference between a consonant and a vowel. This is knowledge that we'll build on in upcoming lessons. So let's start by taking a look at the two clefs you'll see as you sight sing. Clefs are placed on the staff, which is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. This is where we write music. The treble clef wraps around the second line of the staff. You'll notice a curl in the clef where it wraps around that line. This will be important later when we get into note names. Clefs help us determine the pitch of a specific line or space. The bass clef is used to identify lower notes. Different clefs assign different note names to the lines and spaces of the staff. The bass clef wraps around the 4th line. You'll notice that there are 2 dots around the 4th line. The grand staff combines these 2 clefs. Notice on the left there's a vertical line and a bracket connecting the treble clef and the bass clef together. When they're connected this way, it's called the grand staff. This means that music stacked vertically on those staffs is happening at the same time. Think of it like a timeline of what's happening musically. When 2 or more staffs are connected like this, they're called systems. This is a fairly simple system with 2 staffs. This example has 2 systems, each with 2 staffs. If you're reading the treble clef and singing on that clef, you'll follow that to the end and then jump down and start again on the next system on the next treble clef. If you're reading the bass clef, you'll follow that staff until the end and then jump down to the next bass clef. The other things you need to understand are measures and bar lines. Measures give us a way to organize time. The beats of music are organized into measures. Measures are separated by bar lines. In this example, there are 4 measures separated by 4 bar lines. The last thing to look at is the double bar line. You'll only see this at the end, and that's what it signifies. The music's over. It's 2 vertical lines at the end, the last one a little thicker than the first. That concludes the lesson on music basics. The next lesson you should watch is the note names lesson.